Okay everyone, this is the family of bottles, test media, whatever we're going to call them. At the front we got the 3 litre milk jug. Directly behind that is another milk jug. It's a 2 litre. And to the left of that we got the 600ml Mountain Dew. Then behind that, that's going to be just a 1.25 litre soft drink bottle. Obviously these two are milk jugs, you know, they're not very tough. These two here, soft drink, they're definitely stepping up in the toughness department. And then lastly we've got the 2 litre cordial bottle. Now this is the toughest of all of them. I believe I tried to chop this with maybe the Preacher and the Power Hammer back in the day, and I know I've used a couple of these on some other videos, and yeah, they're pretty tough. These are actually physically like harder plastic. They're definitely thicker. Not sure, you know, I obviously got no idea, but it's significantly stronger plastic. So yeah, that's the bottle from yesterday, which I'll show you in a minute. And these are the 2 knives, exactly the same knives. Cold Steel 1917 Frontier Bowie, however you like to say it. One's mine, the unmodified one's mine, the other one's my mate's, and he's done a bit of a number on it. So I'll put the iPad back in the tripod stand and we'll get cracking. Cool. Righto everyone, we got a very sunny day today. It's going to be really bright. Anyway, I don't know how well it's going to show up in the sunlight. I might have to do separate close-ups of these 2 knives at the end of it. Okay, helicopter's gone. So we got 2 exactly the same knives, bought on the same day, same shop, same price, everything's the same. This one I did a chopping video yesterday with it. Didn't have a lot of success. It's got a factory edge, still haven't changed it, haven't stropped it, haven't done anything, and we can clearly see from that video that it didn't perform very well. And I showed in that video as well that it wouldn't shave my hair. So I've got a piece of paper that I will sort of give you a little demonstration on it. And then this one, as I said, exactly the same. Now my mate's gone to town on this. This has actually got a fair bit of rust on it, but I don't think that's a major concern. He's obviously he's heavily modified this with an angle grinder and put a convex edge on it, so I don't think looks is the name of the game here. But yeah, there's a bit of a rust spot there, some rust spots here. He goes and puts that cornubia wax on all of his handles. And difference wise, I don't know if he has, but I'm assuming he has. He's gone a bit mad with it, but I've got a feeling he has. His just feels that little bit more tacky. Mine hasn't had it put on there, and it's still got a little bit of a tacky feel to it anyway. So anyway, modifications. Surely this isn't going to show it up real good. This is just iPad. I'm not zooming in or anything like that, so I'm definitely sure that you're not going to be able to see everything in its glory. But I will try and maneuver fairly slowly, so this hopefully somewhere along the lines you will get the right angle. You can see some sun reflecting, but yeah, it's a convex edge on the clip as well as on the blade. I will show you on this paper here how it is. It was all done freehand. And it is actually quite wavy. I'm not sure if you're going to see that. It's quite wavy now. There's high and low spots in it. But it was all freehand, and I suppose he's just going for chopping performance and sharpness. So I'd say there's going to be sharper parts than others on here. It's almost got a belly here with a little, yeah, there's a few low spots here and there in it. But anyway, as long as it cuts, it's the main thing. He's put a 90-degree spine on there as well. I believe he put it on the workshop this morning, maybe. I'm sure that's what he was telling me. But what he also did say was, I think he tried to reprofile this on the workshop sharp Canyon, and it wasn't working. There was too much work to be done. That's why he pulled out the angle grinder with a flapper wheel, flapping disc, whatever you want to call it, and he's obviously moved up and down the blade to remove the factory edge that he wasn't happy with. And as you can see in my other video, that yeah, factory edge wasn't anything special. But this is definitely a big modification for the average guy who doesn't know too much about anything, doesn't know really how to sharpen, not confident. Maybe if you want a convex edge, but you don't want to, but you like the look of your knife and you want it to stay that way, either A, yes, you could definitely maybe pay someone to do it, or find a friend who can do it, get those to do it. Or what you could do is, if you know how to strop, or you want to practice stropping, just strop the hell out of it, and eventually, you know, it will take a while, but eventually you'll end up with a bit of a convex edge just from your stropping alone, and that'll wear away the factory sort of profile. And as it wears over time, you'll be able to find it a lot easier to use your stones then, and then turn it into a convex edge. That's just my theory on one way of doing it, because a lot of knives, if you strop it, and especially if you don't have the right technique, it'll still be sharp. You can still get a sharp edge, but if it's not stropped correctly on the right angles, you can start to roll it over and you'll end up with a convex edge. So that's another way of achieving it, and doing it that way, you won't end up with grind marks and things like that all over your knife if you want it to stay looking pretty. So anyway, let's get to, we'll start off with my blunt one, with my factory blunt. It does cut, but then it starts to tear. It's not the cleanest, but it's not real good. Mind you, it's still probably better than a lot of your cheaper knives, although that's not a cheap knife by any stretch. It's not an expensive knife, but it's not cheap. $166 on special. I think run-of-the-mill price is around 200 and maybe 220-ish, thereabouts. Don't know what these are in America. I'm assuming, what would they be? $120, $140 knife maybe. Just a wild guess. So this is now the modified one. So remember, this one was cutting, ripping. Okay, so this is a little bit better. Yeah, it's definitely better. Getting a bit of a swirl to the cut. It still tends to end up in a, yeah. So we'll definitely call this better than mine. Still not perfect, but we've got a, with how wavy this is, we've got a few things going on there, so I'd say it seems to be cutting and then tearing, and that's probably because of the waviness to the blade. It's cutting differently in different sections. So anyway, let's get to the chop and let's stop wasting time.